Fan Podcast, episode 129. Another big Bears victory, 31-28 over the Steelers. Get us to 8-3, still atop the AFC North. And even though we have one of the hardest remaining schedules to go, our destiny, if you want to call it that, our playoff hopes are in our hands. We beat the teams we're supposed to beat and split with the Packers. Should be pretty easy to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, I want to start by saying first and foremost, don't forget to follow,
Oh,
like,
yes.
subscribe,
Subscribe, yeah.
comment. But yeah, like you said, 8-3, 31-28 victory over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, they were without Aaron Rodgers. We got to play Mason Rudolph, but we were missing half of our starting defense. None of our linebackers and our top two corners, even the backups to our backups were getting hurt. Ruben
Yeah, I was gonna
Hippolyte went
say.
out. Um, Tyreek Stevenson went out. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't look like he's going to be playing this week. But good news is we're probably getting Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon back. I know I was kind of talking shit about Deshawn Wright, practice squad Deshawn Wright, but he's earned some playing time. I'd be interested to see how he's going to do opposite Jalen Johnson, going up against, not their number one wide receiver all the time. Looks like Devonta Smith's probably going to be out. We'll get to that, game here in a minute, but we'll talk about the Pittsburgh game first. 31-28, Caleb 19 to 32 for 243 touchdowns, no interceptions. Again, another clean game from him, no picks. He did have that horrible strip sack that
In the end
JJ
zone.
Watt just tossed him like a bitch. And that ended up being a Pittsburgh defensive touchdown. The game was a lot closer than it should have been, and I feel like we've been saying that a lot with a lot of these games because we don't get complimentary football. We haven't had a complete game yet. But we'll start with the good. I thought there were some moments for Caleb that were good. The three touchdowns, no picks, the play action. Turning his back to the defense and then ripping the ball. I saw a couple of those good throws, and you know what I'm saying. So that was good for me. Kyle Manungai just keeps on fucking running people over, dude. He runs so hard. That offensive line, I gotta give credit where credit's due. Ozzy Trapillo, stepping in at his first career start at left tackle, gave up one pressure the entire game. We didn't hear his name at all, and that's always a good thing when you're an offensive lineman. I know the running game is better with Theo Benedict at left tackle, but that's gonna be close for the rest of the season. Now, what do you do at left tackle? Either Theo Benedict or Ozzy Trapillo. So I'd be interested to see that. And then the backup linebackers, man. We these guys just stepped up. Yeah, they were playing Mason Rudolph, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like that's an NFL quarterback regardless. And
Well, I mean, Mason Rudolph
he
isn't
won
like
eight games. He won eight
he
games and 9 games or
started.
whatever as a starter. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's not like he's, just
he's one of
trash.
the higher
He's
tier
not,
backups to
yeah,
have.
he's not Nathan Peterman, you know what I'm saying? But he's still a serviceable backup quarterback. And those backup linebackers stepped up, man. Deshawn Wright again, great game. Just kudos to Deshawn Wright. He's getting himself paid in this offseason. He's definitely earning himself a contract. What about you, Sean? What were some of the good things that you saw from this game?
I'll definitely say Deshawn Wright, like Dennis Allen. Just like I know it's 28 points, they're marching up and down the field, but I mean, we keep saying we can't live and die off it, but I mean, it just keeps happening every week. We're getting multiple turnovers, interceptions, fumbles. And at some point, you can just expect that at some point we're going to make a play. And these are with the backups in. When Jalen Johnson gets back, we get all the linebackers. Maybe it won't be so up and down, and maybe we will be able to put together a clean game. But I think they're playing complementary in the sense that we're doing the best we can with the patchwork defense we got. Like you said, Deshaun Wright, he is going to get paid. It's going to be interesting to see because he's had his moments where he's gotten torched, but I mean, in fairness, that's most corners in the league anyway. But I mean, the guy's getting an interception every other game, which is amazing as a corner, and he's getting picked on a lot. Um, and yeah, like when Stevens is in the game, they're attacking him, and when Stevens is out of the game, they're attacking him. And I mean, he almost caught another interception that Roman Wilson made a really good play on the ball, knocked it out of his hands, where we had two picks.
Mm.
And And even besides that, he's really good in the run game. When they throw screens, he's unblocked. The wide receivers cannot block him. He always gets in. Just I don't know. It's nice to see. And then with the coach dying last year, it was just good to see some of those guys. And Caleb, yes, a lot better, clean game. That sack, I don't know what the hell he was thinking. I really don't know what he was thinking. Um, I don't know why he didn't run there. I'm just glad he didn't get hurt because that's what could have happened because he tossed him like a rag doll, and deservedly so because Caleb was just being an idiot. But the offensive line played great. Ozzie did look good. I think they should just stick with him. I like Theo, and the run game's important, but I feel like you can coach him up in the run game a little bit more than Theo just getting cooked around the edge. And we can only hope Caleb could be Houdini for so long.
Especially with the teams that we got coming up on the schedule, you got to have some pass pro because we got Micah Parsons twice. We got Aiden Hutchinson one more time. You know what I'm saying? We got Nick Bosa. Well, no, Nick Bosa's hurt, but we
Niners
got
defense still.
But yeah, Niners defense regardless. You got Myles Garrett. Like we have some players coming up on the defensive side of the ball. We need to make sure that that left side is well taken care of. Absolutely.
Yeah, so they don't have anybody to pick on. But it was just a game we should have won. We were playing the backup. We handled business. It was closer than it should have been, but at the end of the day, we won the game. That's what's most important. This time it was more so the defense getting the stop, which was good to see too, instead of necessarily the offense coming in after they gave up yet another late game touchdown. The defense went on the field after the offense couldn't get a first down and came out and got a stop and ended the game, which was good to see. We needed to see something like that because it can't always be the other way around. Eventually, the defense got to step up and make plays in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of bad for me in this game, but only because, especially on the defensive side of the ball, when you're missing that many people, you did what you could and you still got the victory. Montez Sweat got a strip sack. He's been coming on.
In the game.
Yeah, he's got two sacks. He had 2 sacks in that game. He should have had a third. He's been coming along.
Completely missed. Oh, he let him go. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Forgot about that one.
Yeah. He's been coming along pretty nicely. The only real negative I have, and I don't even know if it's so much a negative, but I feel like it's a narrative that needs to be talked about is Caleb for the season now is at 59% completion percentage. I wasn't expecting 70. I wasn't, but I was expecting the NFL average of like 62 or 63%. He misses so many easy throws, and it's not just the easy throws anymore. He has some horrible misses. I mean, I'm talking god awful. And then there's plays where he threads it through a fucking pinhole, and no other quarterback in the league can make that throw. But he misses he has so many bad throws. I don't know if it's a footwork thing. I don't know if it's, because he's playing under center more than he ever has in his entire life. And I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. But in your opinion, from the outside looking in, because we don't know nothing about the quarterback position, not really. But as fans from the outside looking in, are you concerned that Caleb is yet to really hit a good completion percentage? And not only that, but he's yet to throw for over 300 yards this year.
Damn, I didn't think about that. I mean, I guess that is a concern. Winning is the most important thing. I think before the season started, I didn't want everyone to be enamored with 4,000 yards and 300-yard games. That I wanted to be doing what we're doing. So I don't want to be a hypocrite to say, but it is a little concerning. He doesn't have one 300-yard game. And yeah, the misses are there. The completion percentage is down. The drops don't help. He's got a lot of those, but he is very inaccurate on all metrics. He's one of the most inaccurate guys. Have we seen him outside of a flea flicker? Have we seen him hit a clean 40-yard pass down on touch pass? No. I mean, in almost 2 entire seasons, and he's playing well this year. We still have yet to see him hit somebody on a 40-yard out route in stride, even not in stride, even put it somewhere where they could get a jump ball, even make the catch. Like, it's usually nowhere near them. But I mean, like you said, there are some through
I don't know, that touchdown to DJ Moore wasn't quite 40 yards.
Yeah, but that was like a bullet. Like, he threw it right to him.
Yeah, there's been no touch passes.
Yes, he's very inaccurate down the field. That was only like I said, 20 yards. So that is concerning that we haven't been because we got some good guys who can attack down the field. We're seeing each week Luther Burden is very good, and once he keeps doing what he's doing, we're really going to be able to take the top off the field because um, he's dangerous when he gets it short. So they're going to have to pay more attention to him. DJ, I think they did a great job. They need to keep getting DJ involved. I like Rome, and he's clearly the future, but DJ is better than him still, I think. And I think the offense really gets going when they're getting the ball to DJ because he's getting yards after the catch. He usually doesn't have as many drops, but he's having the drop bug lately. But I think that's because they haven't been giving to him as much as he's used to getting to in the past.
Yeah, I would agree with the whole DJ Moore thing. I think we said it the last couple of weeks. One of my keys to the game, at least the last couple of weeks, has been getting DJ Moore involved in the offense a little bit more because I just think he's a spark plug. Same thing
Yes.
with Kyle Manungai. DeAndre Swift did not have a good game. He averaged less than 2 yards a carry against Pittsburgh, and Manungai averaged almost five with the touchdown. And yeah, with Luther Burton getting more involved in the offense, same thing with Colson Loveland. Good things happen when these guys touch the football, and I think they need to, start getting the ball to them a little bit more, get Zacchaeus out of there. And I feel like Ben Johnson, as the year goes on, has integrated those guys a little bit more into the offense, and I think we're going to see more of that going forward. Now, today's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there that's
Yes.
watching.
Yes.
Um,
I'll be dropping this on Thanksgiving. I feel everybody be home,
Oh,
so I'm gonna do it.
oh,
It'll
perfect,
do it in the
perfect.
morning sometime.
Happy Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yes.
But Friday we have Black Friday, Bears, Eagles, 2 o'clock kickoff. We'll both be at work. I'm actually wearing my Bears jersey to work on Friday. So let's talk about this for a minute here. Um, Everybody who has said the Bears are frauds and this, that, and the other thing, blah 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 blah. They haven't beaten anybody. Yeah, realistically, when you look at the Packers schedule, they've beaten the same people we've beaten. You know what I'm saying? And they lost to the Browns, they lost to the Panthers, and they tied with the Cowboys. So Packers fans out there that are saying, "Oh, you guys beat up on nobody," so have you. So shut your fucking mouths.
When you play, that's football. You play who's on your
Yeah, yeah,
schedule.
I know, I know.
And none of these teams, like outside of the Titans, maybe like are that dogs. I mean, like I said, Hunt. We got lucky; didn't have to play Lamar, but Huntley's won a playoff game. He's a seasoned veteran. So is Maiden Rudolph. These guys aren't slouches. They're on backups on good teams, and you like Tyler Huntley showed us, they'll go out there and win the game. Like, uh, but I agree with you. This game is a measuring stick. I
On the
don't
road too.
on the road. What I just want to see, win or lose, is are are we contenders or not? Really, realistic to me. Watching all the games, I guess you can sneak the. I mean, if the Cowboys can sneak in the playoffs, you can throw their name in there. But the Rams and the Eagles are really the Super Bowl contenders. I guess you want to throw the Seahawks in. I know you're high on the Seahawks. I just feel like the Seahawks are the Seahawks. They got Sam Darnold. They got
The
no.
Rams are the best team in the NFL right now.
Yes,
There's
I would
no
agree. But the Eagles beat them last. They're the defending champs. So I'm of the mindset you're the champions, so you're not the champions anymore. So I at least give them the same, you know what I mean, status as the Rams. But I agree, the Rams are the best. I wouldn't want to play them. But we want to go out there, prime time. Everybody's gonna be watching. They've got a few people hurt. We've got a few people hurt. But go out there and go blow for blow with them. If it, whatever it is, don't get embarrassed, and we'll see. Like maybe we will win a playoff game this year, or are we contenders? Or are we faking? Like who knows? This ain't we're 8-3. We've got a tough schedule. If we don't stay if we don't get content or if we can contend what we've done already, we can end the season 8-7, or eight and a fucking seven, or what would it be
eight,
now?
nine, or
Eight,
whatever.
9, or 9-8, and that would be devastating at this point. But we can't take our foot off the gas, and uh, although losing this game won't kill us, like I said, we just want to show everybody that we're for real now. Like we're not just going to beat up on the Bears anymore.
Yeah, my concern is, I took a look at the injury report today. The Bears only ran they're only running one actual practice this week, and that was today. Um, yesterday they had a walkthrough. Today they had their only practice of the week that they're going to have fully, and there was no linebackers yet again. I mean, Edmonds went on IR. Edwards was still DNP. Same thing with Noah Sewell, Ruben Hippolyte. They were all DNPs. So our top four linebackers are all out. It's looking like another DeMarco Jackson and Ogumbamiga game. I mean, I can't pronounce his last name, but he had like 16 tackles against the
Yes, he
Steelers.
played
So,
good. Yeah.
I mean, the Eagles haven't been a really good run team, but besides the fact that I'm not going to say Noah Sewell's the best, linebacker out there, but it would be so much. It would be a lot better. I'd feel a lot more comfortable if TJ Edwards was playing this week. I don't
Yes.
want to rush him back, obviously, because if we do make the playoffs, I want full health. But having Jalen Johnson and Kyler Gordon back is going to be huge for this team if they actually do play this week. I know Ben Johnson's been kind of hush hush on everything. He hasn't really said much about what's going on. He hasn't confirmed nor denied whether or not these guys are playing. He keeps saying that they have a plan for them. They have a plan for them. And I'd be interested to see, if they are, but having those guys back is going to be big. If you have Jalen Johnson, Deshawn Wright on the field at the same time with Kyler Gordon in the slot, maybe you throw Jaquan Brisker at linebacker instead of one of those other guys, and you throw
That's what I
CJ
was just gonna
Gardner-Johnson
say.
at safety.
Or
You know what
vice
I'm saying?
versa. I'm intrigued to see what they do with CJ because it's clear we need him out there. So especially with the linebackers, or do they just play him at linebacker or Brisker at linebacker and see how it goes? That might be a good learning experience for either one of them for the playoffs. We might need one of them to play in one of those spots. Um, TJ Edwards, although he's good, he's not very that good in pass coverage. He's okay. And we that could just mix up fronts. Both those guys are really good blitzers too. They're good in the run game. They're good tacklers. So I think this will be a good time to see what if CJ or Brisker can effectively play linebacker for 10, 15 snaps a game. Because I'm getting like at this point, Deshawn Wright has earned a bit out there. I don't think even Jalen Johnson coming back, I don't see how they throw Wright just on the bench.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I think he's outplayed Tyreek Stevenson,
yes.
and I think he's
Um,
earns
and Gordon's
a
in the
spot.
slot. Yeah. So and he's just fresh. He's a good tackler for now. So it'll be Jalen Johnson on the other side, which is I want to see him back out there. We'll see how it goes. He was getting picked on when Jalen was out there, but he's battle tested now. It's been weeks and weeks, and he's fought through it. And now, I mean, if the season ended today, he'd be going to Pro Bowl on a damn near minimum contract, 1 year contract, which is crazy. I hope the Bears figure something out and keep him
Well, yeah,
because
especially too. I mean, it's huge having Jalen Johnson back this game because you might be without Devonta Smith for the Philadelphia Eagles. He was DMP for the second day in a row today for Philadelphia, and I don't know who. Now, don't get me wrong. Howie Roseman is if he's actually, I would put him as the number one GM in all of football. He is the best GM in all of football. His roster is completely stacked, so I'm sure there's going to be a next guy up that's going to step in. I personally don't know who the third wide receiver is for the Eagles because they don't run a
Jaleel
lot of three
Dotson.
wide. Is it Doxson?
Didn't they trade for? Yeah, they
Oh,
traded.
it
Yeah,
is. It's Jahan
he's
Doxson. You're
okay.
right.
He's good. They'll be all right. I
Yeah,
mean,
and he's serviceable.
they're gonna
I
run the
mean,
ball though.
He's not Devontae Smith, but they're still gonna have that next man up
Oh
mentality.
yeah.
That's what good teams do, and you gotta be. I mean, you gotta be able to. You gotta be ready for it. I know they haven't ran the ball all that well this year, but again, the Bears' run defense hasn't been the best either. So expect a big dose of Saquon. As well as, Bears struggle with mobile quarterbacks. I expect Jalen Hurts to if I had to play like the over in terms of Jalen Hurts rushing yards, I would play the over. I think he's going to have over 40, 40 yards rushing this game because I feel like they're going to have a lot of I mean, you look what Jackson Dart did. I just imagine and put it this way too. So from what I read on some reports, the Philadelphia Eagles have actually reached out to Brian Daboll about he's advising the offense, gearing up for a playoff run. He's advising Philadelphia's offense because he coached Jalen Hurts in at Alabama. So he is, trying to help, them in terms of, helping Jalen Hurts, become a better quarterback and stuff like that in the offense. And you saw what he did with Jackson Dart in New York and what, Jackson Dart was able to do against the Chicago defense in terms of running the football. I feel like in Philly does run a lot of quarterback, like scripted quarterback runs. I feel like that could really hurt the Bears defense on Friday. So I want to see them get Jalen Hurts on the ground. I want to see them shore up that run game because Saquon, even though he's having a tough season right now, he's not been what he has been the last couple of years. He's still Saquon Barkley, and
And the
he's
Bears is a
capable.
nice defense to get you back right.
Yes,
So
it is. Yeah, absolutely 100%. And even Mason Rudolph, even though he lost the game, he still had like an 80% completion percentage. You know what I'm saying? Like we have it's the bend but don't break mentality. But now we're going to be on the road. We're not going to be at home. We're not going to have,
and they're just a
the
good team.
luxury of
That's not
having the
going to work.
crowd. What was
It's not
that?
going to work. It's a good team. The Eagles, realistically, probably not going to turn the ball over 3 times. So
No.
we got 3 turnovers and we beat the Steelers by 3. Like that's not going to happen against the Eagles. So
No.
we're gonna have to get some stops instead of hoping we get a sack fumble. Get a sack fumble or an interception. They're probably
Well,
not
we
going to beat
saw
us
what
up like that.
happens when we don't get our turnovers.
Yeah.
I go back to week 2 against Detroit. In Detroit, we had no turnovers. We got our fucking shit pushed in, and we got absolutely destroyed on the road in Detroit. We created no turnovers against Baltimore. Tyler Huntley looked like fucking Lamar and Patrick Mahomes combined. Ended up losing that game. So you know what I'm saying? Like we have to find a way to win this game. It's not a must win. I'm not going to say this is a must win because it's
No,
definitely not.
no, I don't think
But like you said, it's a measuring stick game. I want to see where we compare to, and we've had a good alliance with Eagles fans. The Bears Eagles alliance has, it comes to an end on Friday, unfortunately, but it's been good while it lasted. Um, it'll be nice to see where we stack up against some of these NFC teams because a lot of people out there, national pundits, a lot of fans from other teams, they're saying, "Oh, the Bears are frauds, negative point differential." I've been in a fight with a guy on TikTok on my TikTok channel, Angry Fan Tommy, by the way, for anybody who wants to check that out. Um, I've been in a verbal combatant with this guy talking about he's like, oh yeah, the Bears have a negative point differential. They're not going to beat the Steelers. They beat the Steelers. Then he commented on on the comment that he made. It's like, well, they're not going to beat the Eagles. And a lot of these people they're just moving the goalposts on the Bears every single week. Every time the Bears pull one out and they win, they're moving the goalposts, saying, "Oh, well, it's because you guys played Mason Rudolph. You guys did this. You guys did that." And it's like it doesn't fucking matter. If it was your team winning these games, you wouldn't be saying the shit. Like you're just saying it because you want to be a troll, you want to be a hater. Who the fuck cares? The Bears are 8-3. It doesn't matter who they play. They're winning they're doing what they should be doing. They're winning the games that they should be winning, like you said
yeah,
earlier. So it drives me nuts. Drives me absolutely crazy. We need to figure out though, on Friday with this game. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be competitive. Like you said, I really hope they don't just get the shit kicked out of them. That's my thing. I want to see
yes,
them go
that's
blow
what.
for
Yes,
blow.
yes, yeah. I want to just put up a good fight, show that we're coming in the NFC. Maybe not this year, but in years to come, we're at full strength. That we can take the Eagles.
And I think it's going to be a little bit of a payback game for Vic Fangio. Coming back. Well, he's not really coming back, but he's the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. He was the defensive coordinator for us. Back in 2018 during that playoff run. A lot of mutual respect between Vic Fangio and Ben Johnson. I've been reading a lot of stuff on X about, how they, pretty much are enamored with each other in terms of, their schemes and everything else like that. And I've always had the utmost respect for Vic Fangio. I think he's been a fantastic defensive coordinator over the course of his career. And yeah, it's going to be a hell of a game. Hell of a game.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I don't have any factor cap this week because because of some circumstances, I didn't really come prepared this week. So we'll skip that. But do you want to do a dog of the week?
I think we both have the same one. I think anybody who's been watching, so we'll just bring it up so we can talk about it a little bit because it's just crazy. So I know Tom's definitely going to be Jameis Winston. I didn't get to watch the game live. I actually went back, watched the highlights, and then I watched most of the fourth quarter because not only Tom was sending messages, other people were. It was like, you would mess me. You should have played tight end. So I'm thinking, oh, he caught a pass. And then you go watch it. He catches a pass, jukes a linebacker, fucking stiffs arm, scores a touchdown. I mean, he threw in for all those yards, just running around, having fun. And man, it was just really exciting. They almost took down the Lions. I mean, I really thought they were at some point, but
I
man,
thought so too.
Jameis Winston's just really fun to watch. And what everybody loves about football is a guy who's just out there having a lot of fun. And I think a lot of times it gets lost in everything because these guys are making so much money and putting so much strain on the body, and people are really getting hurt. But football's fun, and it's when Jameis is doing his little speeches and out there playing, it's it's apparent how much fun he's having, and we all remember that it is still a game, and that's what 99.9% of the people who play football are just doing it for fun.
I usually don't. I this is the first time I'm ever gonna give it to somebody who lost a game because I don't like doing it. But like for the reasons that you pointed out, it's fun to watch him play. Um, what do you think the odds are he's Minnesota's starting quarterback next year?
Minnesota, oh man, no, it won't be Minnesota.
It's not going to be JJ McCarthy.
You don't think so? I mean, he's
No,
gonna. It's this. It's not
no
like
shot,
it's just
no
one
shot,
season.
no
So what,
shot
his
at JJ
career's just
McCarthy.
over then?
I think JJ McCarthy in Minnesota's done. And let me tell you why. Okay, if you he ranks second to last in terms of over like the last 10 years in terms of like quarterback QBR and everything else like that. Do you know who the one person he is
I
above?
know. I saw it. Russell, right?
Yeah,
Jamarcus,
Jamarcus
but
Russell.
he's only played like 5 games.
He is terrible.
Yeah, I agree. He has been, but he's
Terrible.
only played 5 games. It's not like I know this
And
is
I
year two,
yeah,
but
but see, here's the thing. Even within those first 5 games, you would think that you would have some kind of a glimpse of,
we did. He marched
this
on the
kid's
field and
got
fucking
it.
beat us week one.
Uh, dude, a flash in the pan.
I think that's what you just said. That's what you wanted to see. One flash in the pan.
I
I don't know.
don't
I
I
like
don't
JJ, so we'll see. But he has been god awful. Um,
I don't think he's
I
Minnesota
don't.
starting quarterback next year.
I don't really think they have a choice. I think it stinks so much because of what's happening with Sam Darnold. But I think this is a little revisionist history. I was hoping we got to talk about this because I was thinking about it. And Minnesota fans will talk shit and everybody will talk shit. But if the fucking Vikings would have gave Sam Darnold $50 million, their fucking fan base would have been talking shit and complaining. So I know it sucks that it happened. That you got JJ, you thought he was the heir apparent, and clearly he's not. Or right now he's not. And Sam Darnold's still playing at an MVP level. So I think that's part that really makes it sting and makes it think like, oh, JJ's out of there. But what are they going to go do? Just go get Jameis and what? Jameis, if we're gonna go like we're gonna judge JJ McCarthy off of 5 games, we're not gonna judge fucking Jameis Winston off his whole fucking career. We're like,
No,
yes, he is
there are
fun, he just doesn't
reports.
win.
There are reports out there that they are going to be heavily involved in trying to get Daniel Jones in the offseason if he does not sign an extension with Indianapolis. And they had him on the roster too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Well, why didn't they? I don't know. That I guess it's like it's easy to say all that, but why didn't they in the first place? I think they're kind of
Well,
stuck with
like I said,
JJ at this
they
point.
probably wanted to see what they had in JJ McCarthy. And here's the thing. Yeah, it sucks that he was hurt in his first year, but in the age of first round quarterbacks, you have to pick up his 5th year option by the end of next year. Okay. Do you even want to risk it? Do you even want to risk to see
What are you
because
risking though?
with that roster that you have right now, that is a playoff ready roster. The only thing holding you back is quarterback play, and it's been terrible. Do you
Yes, but
really
who do
want to
you go
run it
get though?
back? Do you really want to run it back? He's been injury prone. He missed his
Yeah.
entire first
Well, I
year.
agree with that. I'm just saying if there's somebody realistic, I guess if Daniel Jones is available, but that's not going to happen. I don't think. If it's Daniel Jones, then yeah, I agree. But I think he would just be the backup. But I just don't see who you go get that's going to make you a contender. They might make you a little bit more competitive, but Jameis isn't going to make you
If
more
if
competitive
they
than JJ
get
McCarthy.
if they get a new quarterback in the offseason, you can't bench your 10th overall pick for a guy that you just brought in after making him the starter the year before. You can't do that. You can't do that. That
I mean,
that
you
that
can't.
you no, you
It's
can't do that. That would be like the Bears keeping Justin Fields after drafting Caleb Williams. You can't do that.
I think that was a little different because Justin Fields is our starting quarterback for 2.5 seasons,
You can't do that.
6 games.
You can't do it. You can't do it.
I don't. What I'm saying is, I don't. You don't bring them in for that. You bring a guy in, and if they get a straight up competition if he beats JJ McCarthy out. What could anybody say? Or JJ even himself, you get outplayed. But what I'm saying is they're really just not in a position to do it. What do they cut him? Somebody got to trade for him if he's that bad.
Oh,
That you
somebody will
think
trade. Somebody definitely would trade for him.
maybe, but it's like I don't see who the
Trade him to the
Vikings are going to get.
Chargers.
They're not going to get the Chargers are going to take. They got Joseph Herbert.
Yeah, he could be Herbert's backup.
I don't know if that's going to happen. Um, I don't know. I don't. He hasn't looked good. He has not, and they've got a good team. And usually Kevin O'Connell can make these guys play better, but who knows? Like, he's a slow starter. Like we saw it in Michigan, and maybe it'll be different. I
He's
don't.
not starting this week. He's
I know.
hurt again
Yeah.
with a concussion. The other rookie, I know JJ McCarthy's not a rookie, but realistically, he's a
Yeah, it's a
rookie.
rookie. Yeah.
Um, what if this whatever the fuck his name is, this fifth round rookie comes in and throws, let's just say 240 and like 2 touchdowns, no picks? What happens then?
Then you ride out with that guy. I'm not saying that there's nobody who's gonna be better than him. I'm just saying that there's really nobody you can go out and get in free agency where you're really gonna be like, all right, we got him. We're a Super Bowl contender now. Where like, what are you gonna say? Oh, we got him. We're gonna be a first round exit because we got Daniel Jones or fucking Russell Wilson. Like who is there to go get anyway? That's all and they're kind of not all in, but you know what I mean? They gotta see what JJ's got. And are you really gonna throw him away after 5 games, 6 games? Like that seems like as bad as he's been. I'm not saying he's played good at all. I'm just saying that's not that many games to really.
In terms of the eye test, you said he's got what, 5 starts?
I think
Right?
5 or 6, or
5
something
or
like
6.
that. Yeah,
How many starts does Jackson Dart have?
probably something similar.
Yeah. Which one would you rather have?
Well, I'm not saying that.
No, hold on. Which one would you rather have?
Jackson Dart, sure.
Why?
But that's not an option.
Why?
Well, he's looked better.
Okay, the eye test, right?
Yes, but what I'm saying
with your eyes.
Yes, but what if you said that? I'll use a perfect example. Caleb at the beginning, if you would first year 1, you said, who do you want, Caleb or Jaden Daniels? Who would everybody say? Jaden Daniels. This year, if you said, who do you want, Caleb or Jaden Daniels? Who would you say? Same thing with Drake May, Bo Nix. Like I don't know. It's only been 5 games. Maybe next year he will be better.
But Caleb
like,
was never
as
bad as JJ McCarthy is now. And with the eye test, we could see the talent that Caleb has. You can't see the talent that JJ McCarthy has.
I wouldn't say that.
You can say that because you're a Michigan fan.
One. You're
a Michigan fan.
No,
dude, he's looked terrible.
Okay,
he's looked like garbage. Service Academy quarterback. Sorry.
What I'm saying is we saw week 1 as Bears fans him drive down the field and do what many guys
against the Bears defense that's been terrible.
There's other people who couldn't do it.
Like who?
All the people we beat.
So you're telling me that all these last second, okay, yeah, he brought it back, whatever, but he put up numbers. He put up numbers against the Bears defense like every quarterback that we have played has done. And he still had 2 picks that game.
Oh, yes, he played bad.
He's played bad all season. That's my point.
Not all season.
He's looked bad all year. He looked bad week 1 against Chicago. He had one good quarter. One good quarter.
Who they beat? One good quarter. Did they beat the Lions?
He's had one good quarter this whole year.
What did he do against the Lions? Didn't he? They beat the Lions with him at quarterback.
It wasn't because of him. It was because of fucking Mason. The run game won Minnesota the football game. Go back and look.
Oh, I'm just saying, like he hasn't been amazing, but I don't know, 5 or 6 games to say that like he's the worst quarterback ever and he'll never.
The Michigan blinders are on right now.
I'm telling you right now. Justin Fields to go to Michigan. There are plenty of quarterbacks who I said I don't think that you give them more than time.
I will say you are one of the bad quarterback sympathizers. I will give you that. I will give you that.
I would like to see more than 5 games. It's all I would like to see. That's all I'm saying. Like it's a little early to be like, all right, this guy's first go out in the NFL 5 games in. Yes, he has not looked good, and we've seen guys look better. But we've seen guys who look good in year 1 and suck for the rest of the fucking career. Or never make it. And we've seen guys who got injured early and they came back with fine. We've seen fucking 7 years ago, what were we saying about Sam Darnold? that this guy's never going to be a fucking starting quarterback in the NFL. He fucking sucks, and he doesn't know what he's
I
doing.
didn't say that.
Not you. I'm
Sam
just saying,
Darnold.
like, that was the
I
narrative.
didn't, now, before people go, oh, yeah, I'm sure you did, blah, blah. I didn't think Sam Darnold would be what he is now. I'm not saying that I ever saw that, but I also didn't see Zach Wilson when I saw Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I always thought
saying,
Sam Darnold had a little bit of dog in him.
And that's all I'm saying. And that part might be a little biased about Michigan. I'm just saying, like, I've seen Jason McCarthy in big games make big throws. He was never going to be Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, but I think on the right team, I think he'll be just fine. And I think in the NFL, you can't hide a quarterback as much as you can in college. But I think he's got all the tools, and I think he's a winner, and I think he's going to work hard. So I'd like to see at least a year or two in. Then I would at least make the judgment. But he's young. Like most guys go out there and look like a fucking deer in headlights. Could it be prettier? Yes. And I think Kevin O'Connell's got this resume of making bums look good. So I think that's kind of working against him. And the Sam Darnold thing, they went from a 14-3 team to a team that's not going to make the playoffs, and they want to blame somebody. And so JJ McCarthy is going to take the blame. But it's really the GM's fault for that. You want to be placing all your hope in the fifth quarterback in a draft class that you got at 10, who got injured his whole first year, and you know what I mean. You got a win now team. So I think that was more of a slight on the GM than trying to blame this whole entire season on JJ McCarthy's bad play. Could he play better? Sure, of course, he could be a lot better. But I don't know, to be like, all right, it's his fault we're losing all these games. And if we had Jameis Winston, it might be better, or Daniel Jones. Like, maybe if they had Daniel Jones, they'd be fighting for a playoff spot, but we'd all be thinking the same thing. They're getting bounced in the first round, just like everybody's thinking about the Colts. Nobody's like, people are talking.
I don't think that about the Colts. I think the Colts are a good team.
I'm not saying they're not a good. You could be a good team that's going to get bounced in the first round.
I don't think they're going to get bounced in the first round at all. I think they're going to be a tough out. But it's not because of Daniel Jones. It's not because of Daniel Jones. No. It's because of the ground game, the running game, and because of their defense. Not because of Daniel Jones. The same thing with Seattle. The Seattle's defense and their run game, because their run game is very sustainable, and JSN is just amazing. Like, you could put anybody back there and throw the ball to JSN.
Man,
you could put JJ McCarthy back there.
I wanted the Bears to draft. Ohio State guy. I didn't let my bias get me. I knew he was going to be fucking good, and I said it. Draft JSN. And who did we get inside? I think that was when we got Darnell Wright.
JSN was the 20th pick in the draft.
That's what I'm saying. I wanted to get him at the early. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's the thing, is that so correct me if I'm wrong, right? But it seems like a pretty good magical number to grab a wide receiver in the draft is in the 20s, because JSN was 20. Justin Jefferson, wasn't he like 23rd?
Something like that.
Because Philly took Jalen Rager.
Rager, CeeDee Lamb. Somebody else went before him too. A couple guys.
Yeah, like, it seems like the 20s.
Ruggs. I think Ruggs went in front of him.
Oh, yeah. Ruggs went like fucking
7th. Right? Isn't he out?
Huh?
I think he's out of prison.
Not yet.
Not yet? Soon?
Not yet.
Okay. Be interesting to see.
Sometime next year or something like that. I think he's. I mean, he'll get out.
Yeah.
Will he ever play again? Maybe. Realistically, if
he's
still got speed.
I don't get, like, I guess the people who like the girl he killed, obviously they'd be upset, but like, I don't understand like what people want from him. It's like, oh, you went to prison, so now you don't get to play football anymore. He's got to work at McDonald's. Like, people go to jail, get out. Like, they have to get the job. That's the job he does. If you were a plumber and you fucking kill somebody, and then you do 10 years and get out, and they're like, oh, you don't get to be a plumber anymore. Like,
well, the beautiful thing about the NFL is that as long as you're talented, they don't give a fuck.
So I think in this era, he's gonna have to be really good for any team to want to take a chance. Unless Nick Saban gets the job or something, like some coach. But I don't know if anybody will take a flyer on him.
Some team will take a flyer on him. It'll be a team like Kansas City. Or, you know what I'm saying?
I can see that now that I think about it. Yeah, that would be.
Or Philadelphia.
Maybe if Andy Reid's still coaching.
Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a team that like is like high prestige. Maybe even New England, with the way that, you know, I'm just saying, with the way. Speaking of which, real quick before we tie this all up.
Yeah.
Coach of the Year. I want to talk about that a little bit because obviously the front runner is, in New England. What would it take, do you think, what would it take for you to consider Ben Johnson to win it over him?
Honestly, I think if we win the NFC North, I think we should win it over him with them, just because the Patriots. I don't know. I don't know. I
They
guess it's
got the
biased. I have to
that
think
it's tough
because
though
they're
because
gonna have the same
if
thing.
they win the
All the
AFC
points of
East,
all the points I was just gonna make, I was just thinking in my head that they could say the same thing. I don't know. I guess we just got the better record than them and win it. I think it might just come down to that, where it's just purely based on like stats. Like, okay, this guy, because they're having basically a similar season, similar fact.
absolutely.
People are saying the same things. Oh, the Patriots haven't played anybody yet. Like, play who's on your fucking like on your thing. That's all you can. When the season started, the Bears had one of the hardest schedules. Everybody's talking shit, and then when we
They
go
had the
eight,
second hardest schedule in the
and
league,
then
didn't
we
they?
go 8-3 because we
Yeah.
got blessed with a few injuries here or there. But it's like you look at the games. It's like who was injured? Joe Burrow. Well, Joe Flacco threw for 400 fucking yards. How much better could Joe Burrow could have been in that game? Like, what did Joe Burrow threw? What? Or he only threw what? Flacco threw an interception and then for fucking 4 touchdowns and 400 yards. Like, was Joe Burrow going to throw for 500 yards and 6 touchdowns? Like, so I don't like that game. Same with we lost to Huntley, so it's like who did like our schedule was tough. We beat who's in front of us, and we got some tougher games to close it out. But I mean, we beat the Packers the last time we played them. They got Micah Parsons now, and he's got a chip on his shoulder. I mean, there's been some stuff to be desired, but he's playing like a defensive player of the year. Um,
I'll tell you what though, the Packers, and I know we're gonna get shit from the one Packers fan that we have in our fucking comment section at all times, but he's got to understand something. And like we know our team's not perfect, okay? We know this. The Packers look like they could be had. And I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm just saying the Packers don't look as dominant as they have been over the Bears, the
no,
last, 15
that
years.
that reign is over. No,
Yeah, they look like they could be had. Same thing with San Francisco. San Francisco just devastated with injuries on defense. And God, I forget his fucking name. Who's the defensive coordinator? He was the head coach of the
Saleh,
Jets. Yeah, who?
Robert Saleh.
Yeah, Saleh has done a great job with that defense. But Brock Purdy looked like shit the other day, threw 3 picks against the Carolina Panthers. They look like they can be beat. The Browns, as good as their defense is, their offense still struggles. You're going to have a rookie, Shadur, who's going to be starting the rest of the season. You know what I'm saying? They can be had. These games coming up, none of these games are unobtainable. So the one game I'm really worried about that I really want to see is this Friday coming up. If we could put a game together against the Philadelphia Eagles, because I have a feeling but with the exception of the Browns game, the Bears will be underdogs in every game going forward the rest of the season.
No, I don't think it gets tonight. Is it in San Francisco?
It's
Maybe.
in San Francisco.
Yeah, maybe like the 2 or 3.
So realistically, I want to if we can put a game together against Philadelphia, the win or lose, the rest of those games on that schedule, the
What I
Browns, the
really want to
Niners,
see
the
in all
Packers,
these is our O line up against Philly's D line, the Packers D line, the
absolutely.
Lions D line, and us, like you said, not get overwhelmed and show that like we're a different team. This isn't the same old Bears. In the past, the Packers were just they knew that they were going to put it on us. We weren't going to be able to pass the ball, and they were going to just close us out. And that's what I want to see. And like we're talking about the measuring stick in the Eagles game, that in the trenches, we're not. It's not a super mismatch anymore. The Eagles have a really good D line, yes. Do they have a really good O line? Sure, but we got a really good O line now, and with our blitzing and some of these guys, we can put up a fight with the D line. But same with the Packers. Rashawn Gary, Micah Parsons. It's going to be a long game. It's
Gonna be
nice
a
not to
long
see
fucking night.
Kenny Clark out of there, but they got a nice. They draft well. They develop their players well, and like it's a long night.
Xavier McKinney is one of the best safeties in football,
and Parsons and
he's
Gary are. Parsons is arguably is the second best DN in the league. Gary's top 10. So it's like it's gonna be a long game, and I want to see us. We got to play them twice.
and their offense isn't bad either.
No.
Josh Jacobs is one of the best in the league. They have a really good backup. and Wilson or whatever his name is
Yeah.
at running back. And their wide receivers, while they don't have a true number one, if you could be honest with yourself, Packers fan for life, because I know you're watching, Matthew Golden has not turned out what
No.
you thought he was going to be, okay?
No.
And that's fine. We had one of those two. His name was Kevin White. Now, it happens. But they have this weird thing with these wide receivers, and I don't understand what it is. They're a bunch of nobodies, right? But they play together so well.
Well, I
Uh,
think sometimes that works against or works for them because nobody's game planning up for anybody. So you can really call anything, and as the game goes, realistically, you're just I'm going to throw the mismatch every time.
yeah, there's not a guy on that wide receiver core that, is like, man, that guy's, let's game plan for that guy. That guy's a
Mhm.
game record.
Yeah,
That guy
Pratt
scares
was
me.
getting there.
That, but like you
He
said,
got
if you
hurt.
have if you have five, let's put it this way, if you have five number two wide receivers, that's better, at least in my opinion. I feel like that's better than having a one and like
A
three
bunch of nobody.
threes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like having five solid guys, because that wide receiver room is solid. They're not great. They're not terrible. They're just solid, and they all block. That's the thing. I think that's the key for the Packers. Is that every single one of those wide receivers blocks, and I feel like same thing with our wide receivers. They block. And DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, Luther Burden, they all fucking block their asses off. But I think it's going to be a different story, this Bears Packers rivalry over the next, 5 to 10 years. Um, it's not going to be the same old story that it has been, and we'll find that
No.
out in a couple of weeks here.
All right. We went a little long on this one. I'm gonna drop. So happy Thanksgiving. Like, follow, subscribe. I'm definitely gonna drop this in the morning. Stay up late. Make sure to get it out. And yeah, like I said, I'll see you next week, buddy. We'll see you guys next week. Hopefully the Bear. It's after another Bears victory. Adios. Like, follow, subscribe.
Adios.